Hi friends! I'm happy to talk with you today. I hope you all had a wonderful time at Easter and over your spring break. And now we can get back together and we can remember what book we've been reading this month. It's this book called The Very Hungry, what is it? What's this guy? Do you remember? Caterpillar? Yeah, it's called The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and it's written by a very famous author by the name of Eric Carle. Remember, he's the one that wrote the words. I think he's also the one that drew the pictures. And this story is about a caterpillar. But before he was a caterpillar, he was a teeny tiny little, do you remember? Egg. He was a little egg that was sitting on a leaf. You get to the very first page. And he popped out of the leaf, or excuse me, he popped out of the egg when the sun came out one day. See this next page? The sun came out one day and pop, out came the caterpillar. And remember, he was very hungry. That's right, he was so hungry. He knew he had to start eating. And so he started eating some of all of these fruits. And he's eating more and more and more fruits. And then he stops at fruits and starts eating all of these other foods as well. Did these all turn out to be good foods for caterpillars? No, and we know that wasn't good food for caterpillar because you look at him here, he's sick. Look at his little face. He does not look happy. He doesn't feel good. So he goes to bed, and then when he wakes up, he feels better, and he eats through one green leaf. Remember that? Which was, yes, that is definitely good caterpillar food. It's one green leaf. And he munch, 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 eats, gets bigger and bigger and bigger until he's so big he fills the whole page. Then he's done eating and he thinks he's gonna make something called a cocoon or a chrysalis. Look at what he did. He wrapped himself up in this cocoon or chrysalis and he actually hung upside down on a branch, a little tree branch. And then he stayed there and he stayed there and he rested and he changed until one day he popped out of the cocoon and look what he was. A gorgeous, what? Butterfly. That's right. That's right. So what I thought we'd do for a little project today is make our own caterpillar, okay? We're making the caterpillar today and maybe another day we'll make the butterfly. So I'm going to put the book down and I'm going to think about, I was thinking to myself, what could I use to show the boys and girls how to make a caterpillar? Well, I looked in my refrigerator and I had this. What's this, you know? It's filled with something. Well, not full, but it's got a lot of them. You know what those are? Eggs, right? You might have had these for Easter. Maybe you found some eggs. You went on an Easter egg hunt? Or you dyed them different colors. This happens to be a brown egg. I didn't dye this egg brown. It just came out of the chicken brown, didn't it? So I decided when I had an empty one of these, maybe I could make it into a caterpillar. So I took out the egg. I used my scissors, and you probably want your moms and dads to help you with that if you want to try this at home. And I cut apart the egg carton. It used to look like this. It was stuck together like this. I cut it all apart, and I made it a little smaller, all right? I decided for my caterpillar that I just wanted 1, 2, 3, 4 bumps or cells. 1, 2, 3, 4 bumps or cells, all right? And this reminds me a little bit of this caterpillar, like this little one that I had. Remember we looked at that one before? So I went ahead and started on it a little bit because I wanted us to be able to move a little quicker with the video. But I decided that one of the ends of my little caterpillar, I wanted to make a head. And see in our book how his head is what color? It rhymes. His head is red. His head is red. So I got myself some red paint. And then the rest of his body, what color did you notice? What's that other color? It matches the color of the grass or the green leaf that he liked, right? It's green. So then I also had some green paint. Now, if you don't have paint, you could use markers, right? You could use a marker or a crayon and color it red and green, or you can kind of pick whatever color you wanted, but I decided I was gonna make him look like Mr. Eric Carle's caterpillar in his story. So because I chose his head to be red, I knew his head needed some things on it. What are these two things? Remember, we all have them. What do? We see with our eyes. That's right, we see with our eyes. Caterpillars need to see. They need to see where the leaves are and where the branches that they're gonna hang upside down on. And then I'm not exactly sure if a caterpillar has a nose, but I thought it looked kind of cute to have a nose, and Mr. Eric Carle did too. So nose, and then we're just gonna say that his mouth is down here underneath a little bit, okay? I didn't actually draw a mouth on there, but we can pretend that his mouth is there. All right, so again, I used my red paint. Oh, I thought of something else I was gonna tell you too. Sometimes we have paint, but maybe you don't have a paintbrush, or you can't find your paintbrush. You know what else you can use as a paintbrush if you don't have one? I'll show you. You can use this little thing. See it? You have those probably at home. I call them Q-tips, but they're also like swabs, ear swabs. They're used to clean your ears. All right, so you can use that as a paintbrush. And sometimes I like to use it because I can get in real tiny spots all around. Okay, because we're going fast, I'm gonna try to use my brush. My brush works a little bit faster. So I'm giving my caterpillar a red, what? Head, that's right. Red head for the caterpillar. Then the green I'm going to use to paint the rest of his body. All right, so I'm gonna paint the top, I'm gonna paint the sides, and we want him to have a nice red body. I wonder if y'all have seen any caterpillars while you've been around at home lately. I've seen a couple of them. None of the ones I saw were green though. They were kind of brown or almost like an orange color. But that's the thing about caterpillars, just like the thing about us, they all look a little different, but they're all still caterpillars, and they all will eventually turn into gorgeous butterflies. So some people don't really like the looks of a caterpillar as much as they do a butterfly, but if you didn't have caterpillars, there would be no butterflies. So we have to appreciate both the caterpillars and the butterflies. All right, look at what I did. I painted my caterpillar body green. All right, so here he is. But you know, he's missing something. Caterpillars, not only do they use their eyes to move around and see things, but they also use two things that stick up out of the top of their heads. Let's look here. These little pieces here. See that? There's one here, and there's one here. What do you think those are? Ears? They look like they could be ears, but I don't think caterpillar has ears like that. What he does have though are antennae. And you may hear other people call them feelers, which is a good description because it lets the caterpillar, helps him to feel around while he's moving through the world, right? Because he doesn't have as good of an eyesight as we do, and everything is so big compared to the tiny, tiny caterpillar. Remember how little, this is about the size of real caterpillars right here. He's really small. Look at how small he is in my hand. So he uses his eyes, but he also uses his antenna or feelers to know where he is in the world, like his arms. We reach out and know what we're getting ready to touch or bump into. He uses those feelers. So I was thinking a couple things. I thought you could use the Q-tips as feelers, couldn't you? His antenna. I have big holes here so they're not sticking in. But you could poke a hole in the top of your egg carton, probably when it's all dry, and you could put, when the paint's dry, and you could put these in as his antenna or his feelers. Or I went outside and I found some twigs, little tiny twigs, and I broke them apart so they'd be the right size. And I'm gonna put them in the little holes that I made. And there they go. Look at him. I'm turning him to the side so you can really see him. And that is how you could make a caterpillar if you wanted. That turned out good, didn't it? I'm kind of proud of my caterpillar. So if you have an empty, what's this called? Egg carton, and you have paint or markers and a scissors that your adult in your family can help you with, you could make a caterpillar too, just like this. Later on, we're going to make a butterfly, all right? But I wanted to talk to you about this too first, okay? So have fun painting. Enjoy the time with your family. Listen to your family because they know what's best for you. And I will see you again another day. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye. Love you.